Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. You're listening to The Worldview. I'm your host, Rondell Jordan, as the Black Swan. Today, I'd like to share with you a conversation I had with a dear friend about a very interesting and controversial topic, the kingdom of heaven, as described in Matthew 25. And so what we're going to do is read the three parables, the parable of the virgins, the parable of the three talents, and the parable of the king in which divided the nation. We're going to be looking at whether this king in which divided the nation, what was his mentality? What was his concept? His method of judgment? Keep these things in mind. When we say Lord, what is the characteristics of the Lord? Who and what are we describing? Are we describing a person, or are we describing a supernatural being which we know is the Creator? And so I think that this is very important to know if we're basing our lives and basing our faith and educating our children and their children's children based off of things that we hold as truth. We must investigate it and know as truth, because in Ecclesiastics and all through Revelations and all Jesus Christ, everyone warned us that there will be those who are false prophets. And so that we need to discern the tree by its fruit and not by its bark, because appearance can be deceptive. The initial appearance can be deceptive, so you gotta taste the fruit a little bit. So we're going to dig in here. Hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to participate by leaving comments below. We value your input, want to know your insights, and sit back, relax, and enjoy. This is my dear friend Chance Pounds, well-respected entrepreneur here in Columbus, Ohio, a well-respected contributor to his church youth initiatives, and a advocate for faith and entrepreneurship. Enjoy. Chance, welcome to the show. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
My brother. How you doing?
Doing good, doing great.
Yeah, I read the scripture you said that you suggested.
Matthew 25.
Yeah.
What you think about it?
To me, from what I got, it definitely it was three different parables. And to me, it was really all the same line of, making it to heaven. That's to me what I got from it is that, that the one with the actual, first with the bride, yeah.
Where it says, and then the kingdom shall be likened to 10 virgins.
Yeah.
And who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom.
Mm-hmm.
And
so, yeah, to me, that's what it's saying, that they weren't ready.
yeah,
And when you're not ready is the things that you've been doing here in this life qualifies for the afterlife. And the same thing with the talents too, as well. All along the same path is what you're given. Go ahead.
well, the talents. He gave 5 talents to one, based off of their talents.
Correct.
And he gave 2 talents to another, and then he gave 1 talent to the last.
So one. Yeah.
All right. Now, the first one who had 5 talents, he obviously felt good about that person because he gave him 5. So that person went out and he doubled the money. Basically, it's about profiting. So the second we gave 2 to, he doubled the money again.
Correct.
Okay, and so he said, into the joy of your Lord. So it was about profiting. And the third one, he said, Lord, I know you to be hard, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So he's telling you the third one is he's got a little attitude. He's sitting back saying why these guys got 5, why guys, you know what I'm saying? He sees them as being hard. And he sees that the master or the authority figure, he takes what is not of his. And so he didn't like that. So the master or the authority figure said, and the guy said, and I was afraid and went and hid your talents in the ground. Look, there you have what is yours. So he returned exactly what was given to him back to his master or to So, but the master, his Lord, answered and said to him, you wicked and lazy servant. You knew that I reap what I have not sown and gathered what I have not scattered. See, therefore you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back with my own interest, with interest. So this was about profit. And the dude gave him, he didn't steal his money, he gave him back exactly what he gave him. But because he didn't double that profit, he got cussed out. And then, so then it says, the guy says, therefore take the talents from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what has will be taken from him. And then it says, cast the unprofitable servant into the utter darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So, and then right after that, it talks about how the Son of Man, the third parable, where he says the Son of Man comes in his glory, and then he talks about all the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate them one from another, from a shepherd, like as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats. So all the nations will be gathered into 2 different categories. So, like all the nations, in my perspective, all the nations of Africa were made black, and all the nations of Europe, which were all fighting amongst each other, they all became one called white. You see what I'm saying? This is the first time in the world that's happened. You see what I'm saying? But the kingdom that they're describing in Matthew 25 is a place where you got to be profitable, right?
And that's what I think it's a parable. But what is the parable referring to, though?
It says, the parable said the kingdom of heaven is like a man.
The kingdom.
It's talking about the kingdom of heaven.
So the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
And so the parable is it goes into a story about profiting.
Yes,
that's one of the parables.
It's telling you it's like this man. It's telling you it's liking a man who goes in a far place. So you got to think about this. You got to think that before the old world was in the Middle East, it was over there by Syria. It's by Israel. It's about Egypt. That's where the old world was. So they were envisioning a new world order. During this place, this is before the formation of the Americas. This book was put together in 1611. So what I'm trying to say is that they're telling us the new world order. The order of the world.
Now that's the King James version. But the Bible, these books were already established.
Yeah, I know that too. I know that.
So that you got to keep that in mind when you're referring to New World Order. They didn't create this in 1611.
No.
This was,
No. Listen, I'm not saying they created it in 1611.
yeah.
If you take the Geneva Bible, which is written in 1599, which is just which is 12 years earlier, you can see a lot of the information is the same, but you can see a lot of it's been changed too. That's the reason why they have the King James version. Because
correct is a version. Is a version.
All we got that we can talk about right now. All we have is what we're both looking at, which is the King James.
Well, but so I guess what to me, like the background of the story that has a lot to do with it, because what I get from it, what I get from it could be a lot different from what you got from it.
That's what I'm saying. What are you getting from it? What are you getting?
And that's a good question. So what I got from it is just the whole total is the kingdom of heaven. To go to heaven is saying that you got to be prepared.
No, that was the version.
Let me explain. So it's a parable about the kingdom of heaven. The whole chapter is referring to the kingdom of heaven. He's just putting it to you in different parables. But
why would he use parables?
All right.
Why is he using parables?
So you can understand what he's trying to mean, with the meaning of the story.
No, and so what is the meaning of the story of the three talents?
The three talents is same thing of kingdom of heaven, is that you're going to be rewarded on your works. Now, if you choose to not do good and invest your time wisely and invest your talents, then there's going to be weeping and a gnashing of teeth. So that it's all along the same lines to say what you do now. Go ahead.
How did the writers know about depositing money, bankers' interest? Right? Why would he call them wicked? Because he gave them back his money.
Yeah. Because once again, it's a parable. Once again, it's a parable. So he's saying that the men in the story did not give a return. Same thing with God and us.
Yes, but
he's given us talents, and he wants us to go out, sow good seeds, and bring back harvest. Not just to sit on it and say, I'm just going to stay until you come back, until my time is done. Yeah. That's not good. Yeah, so go out, sow seeds, and bring back reward, bring back good works, bring back helping people.
In the making of the United States of America.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what that's what I'm saying is like your perspective.
Yeah,
that's how you view it. You view it as making, but
it's because the reason why is because I know the parable, just like you said, the parable is supposed to give you insight. Every word, every message that's in the parable is for a reason. And so that's what I'm saying. When the Lord is a rank, and I understand that. Some people think the Lord means Jesus Christ, but Lord means ranking individual in Europe. Okay, it's a European term. It's not even on the level of God. You got Congress people who are called lords. The slave owner is called the Lord, and this is about servant.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a parable. But once again, it's a parable, though.
No, it is a parable. You're right.
Okay. It's referring to the Lord.
Yes,
but the parable is to put your eyes on the kingdom of heaven, which is pertaining.
No, the parable says. It said, I'm not making anything up. This is like, bro. I don't know. I don't care. I love this kind of stuff. But
it's cool. But
it says, for the kingdom of heaven is like a man. So we know when they say like, that means it's a metaphor. That means
a metaphor. So it's saying it's like.
Listen. Okay, yes, I'm saying that's what we're both saying the same thing. That is like and it's a metaphor. Then it says a man. Okay, traveling to a far country, Okay, so it's like a man traveling to a far country who called his own servants. So this man has servants.
Yeah.
Delivered his
Okay.
goods to
But
them.
the kingdom of heaven is like this.
I know.
Like this.
You're telling me what I'm telling you.
So it's not a man. It's not a man. It's not a man.
I never said it was a man. You hear me saying it 1,000 times. It's like a man.
It's like a man. Okay.
And I said 1,000,000 times it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so, and I'm saying, so with the metaphor, I'm a poet. We know that you use metaphor so that you can get like you said, you can get an understanding. Now you can focus on the man, the story about this man, but you compare it to the kingdom of heaven. So the kingdom of heaven is like this man that we're about to talk about. So this man, he has his own servants. So the kingdom of heaven has his own servants and delivers his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents. So the kingdom of heaven is like this man who will give his goods. This money belongs to the man, to the master. He gave 5 talents to one, to another. He gave 2, and to another he gave 1, according to their own ability. And immediately he went out on a journey. Then he who had received the 5 talents, so we already know that he traded them. So it's about doubling your profit. The second guy doubled his profit. Now, after a long time, the Lord of those servants, keep in mind, it says the Lord of those servants, came and settled the accounts with them. So that's debt. It's the first thing about is this country is based off of debt. Heaven is not based. I don't want to go there, but I'm just saying this is talking about this place. But
okay, so that's your okay. So
it is the fact that's there, bro.
Hold on. So that is what your interpretation is a parable.
No, it's not.
Okay, you gave your interpretation of it. You gave your interpretation of it, and that's cool. That's cool. But I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Agree with it. That's fine.
I don't agree with that.
I'm gonna read the words out of the Bible. It says, "After a long time, the Lord of those servants came and settled accounts with them." Okay, so you tell me what that means. If you give me 5 talents. And then you come after a long time to settle my account.
Okay.
What does that mean to you, Terrence?
He's coming back to receive something. He's coming back to settle something.
To come see what?
His money.
Yeah, his money that they owe him. So that's called debt. So that's not interpretation. That's what it is.
No, but that is the parable, though. The parable.
I know
So you believe? Okay, hold on. I'm asking you a question. So you're saying now this parable related to the kingdom of heaven now. So it's a parable that is explaining earthly actions. But how does that relate to the kingdom of heaven?
You got it, buddy. You got it. You're starting to get it because we're reading it. You see what I'm saying? It is. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That it is not. If you read it, you see what it's actually trying to tell you, bro. But what I'm saying is, we gotta look at the words. You can't tell me that,
bro. It's a parable. It's a parable.
I know it's a parable.
Okay. So I guess. So what you're trying to say? What you're trying to say is
the kingdom is like the man. It's like the man. So whatever the man is like, the kingdom is like. So if the man is saying, the man.
All right. So all I'm hoping to achieve is that we both see each other's point of view. So you've explained your point of view. Do you know what I feel about it?
Look, Chance, we haven't even got.
I'm asking you a question though.
You trying to go? You're jumping again. Well, I'm
asking you a question.
You was good until I read. I said that. You was good until I said that. So then I just went back and proved to you with the words that is in here and got you to agree with me that it said that what he meant was a debt.
Right.
Then you got mad at me. You got mad at me right after that because it actually is right that it means that the man can settle his you. I'm just reading what's in the Bible and
Go
trying
ahead,
to say.
move forward. Move forward. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying, so we both agree now that after a long time, the Lord of those
Back.
servants came
Yes.
and settled the accounts with them. So
Correct.
he who had received 5 talents came and brought his 5
Yes.
other talents. So,
Yes.
so we already went through that. I'm not going to put you through that. So we already, so when the guy gave him his 5 talents, the Lord said to him, his Lord said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You are faithful over a few things. I will make you a ruler over many things." It's the joy of the Lord. He said the same thing to the guy with the 2 talents, and then the guy who gave him back what he had was he wasn't really that happy about. Now keep in mind that he was not upset about the guy because he just gave him back his money. He gave him he was upset with him because of the way he said about him. He said, "You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reaped what I have not sown." Okay, and gathered where I have not scattered seed. Therefore, you ought have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming, I would have received back my own interest.
Correct.
So he's saying, if you think you're so smart to be sitting there thinking about I take what's not mine and take what I don't sow, then you should have had the brains to go deposit my money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? And then come back with my interest.
Exactly.
So it's telling you the mentality, like you said, the earthly way thinking of the individuals. This is the first time you even see in the Bible anything about depositing money, anything about bankers, anything about interest, which is illegal.
How does this parable translate to the kingdom of heaven? What type of translation are they saying is going to go on in the kingdom of heaven? Because that's what a parable is. It's not that this activity is going on in heaven.
Yeah.
Right? It's a metaphor.
Yeah, so it's a metaphor because
so what is going to be going on in heaven?
I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. Heaven, all right, so number 1 is going to be going on is the cast the unprofitable servants into the utter darkness, therefore will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So that's
unprofitable. Okay.
Second thing is going to be going on. The master of this place.
Now, what? Let me have a question. So, when you say in the kingdom of heaven, do you believe it's actually money being exchanged in the kingdom of heaven?
Listen, it says the kingdom of heaven is like this man. This man, they describe the man. So what is the man? We got to say, if the kingdom of heaven is like the man, then what is the man like? What is the man like? The man has servants. The man is about profit. If you don't profit, then you get cast in utter darkness.
And so once again, I like to tell you what the man in my idea
is capitalism. The kingdom of heaven is capitalism. That's what it basically is saying. And
I don't, and so you don't want to hear what I have to say, though.
I do want to hear what you have to say.
That is, you know, so I listen to you break it down.
Don't waste your time telling me I don't want to hear what you're saying when I do. You can just tell me what you want to say.
Because I've been trying to say that. I've been trying to offer my opinion.
Where?
What I'm trying to say is I believe that the verse is saying that this is like the kingdom of heaven. But what it's saying is that God, has given us talents. And he wants us. All the parables are along the same line.
No, they're not.
They're just put, and that's, and you read it again, because it starts out. You cutting me off, though. You cutting me off.
The first parable is about virgins. The second parable is about...
Bro, I'm giving you my opinion.
No, that's
I
not
respect you. You don't want to hear my opinion,
I do.
though.
You just said they were all the same. That's not correct.
So let me elaborate. Please.
Go ahead.
So I believe that they're along the same lines. It's being ready, being and being ready from the first one with the actual brides, the virgins, right, equates to being ready and being profitable. So be ready, be profitable, because there's someone coming. And they don't know when that person is either coming to get married or coming to collect the debt. It's saying be ready, because now when the groom comes, which is God, he's going to be ready to collect and to go on. You're going on to the next level, and it's based on your activity here on earth. It's not money. It's not money. If there's no body, right? If you don't have a physical body, what is the exchange then? The exchange is your works here. Your works here equate to you being ready for the afterlife. And that's, to me, what it all comes down to. And you know what I'm saying? And that's how, you know what I'm saying? That's how, if you take a look and reread it, they're all going along. They're not different parables about different things. Well, it's one chapter, and he's saying that this is the kingdom of God, and it's based on these stories he's trying to tell you.
Yes,
he's just giving you different versions so you can try to relate to it in your mind.
Exactly. It's a lot they're trying to dig him. Now, on the last parable, I'm going to see what you say about this, okay? So the last parable, it says, when the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then he will visit on the throne of his glory, right? Then it says, all the nations will be gathered before him. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate them, the nations, one from another, as a shepherd divides the sheep from the goats. He will set the sheep on the right hand, but the goats on the left hand, on the left. Then the king will say to those on his right hand, come, you blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundations of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me. Then the righteous will answer him, saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? When did we see you a stranger and take you in, or naked and clothe you? Or when did we see you sick or in prison and come to you? And the king will answer. It says the king will answer and say to them, assuredly, I say to you, as much as you did it to one of least of these, my brethren, you did it to me. Then he also said to those on the left hand, depart from me, you cursed, into the everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, you did not take me in. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick, and in prison, and you did not visit me. Then they also will answer him, saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister to you? Then he will answer them, saying, assuredly, I say to you, inasmuch as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me. And these will go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into eternal life.
Yeah.
So what do you get from that?
Well, I get, it's very, very simple, is that, and he's already separated them. So the righteous on one end and the not righteous. And the ones that are the righteous are the ones that have, it's along the same lines. The ones that have been prepared, the ones that have been sowing their seeds, those are the ones that have been separated. You've been already doing your work already.
No.
Okay, sowing the seeds of good works. They've already been doing these activities, and now this is time for the reward. They've already been doing it, and so now it's a separation.
When it says, then the righteous, not remember, it says specifically the righteous will answer him.
The righteous.
The righteous is saying,
and the righteous will answer him, and the righteous, the ones who have been doing right.
What did they say? They said, when did we see you hungry? Right?
When did, and he responded.
So they didn't respond.
Responded.
Huh?
No, they didn't know, but he's saying when you've done these works, you've already been doing them.
Yeah.
So you've been doing it to other people all this time.
He didn't say. He said if you did it to one of these among me, right? Then it's if you did it to me.
That's what he's saying. That you've been doing these good, righteous activities, and that's what he said. You've already been doing. You've already been doing these good activities. So they're saying, when did we see you, Lord? And he's saying, no, not me. But you've already been doing it to other people. And if you've already done it to other people, that's when it counts for me.
Okay, that's fine. Now, can I tell you what I got from it?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so, all right, when it says, the son, and all the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate them one from another as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goat. Okay, so this is when the point in time in human history where, like I said earlier a little bit, that all the nations of African descent and of color are being put in one category, and all the people of the European descent or whiteness are put in another category. So all the nations are being divided between two. So you're no longer Hutu and Watutsi and Ethiopian and Nubian. You're all black. And then you're no longer European or Russian or French or Spanish. You're white. So the right is on the sheep are on the right side. So that's why we call the Republicans the right side, right? They're always the right. The extreme right wing is always the white people. Okay, the left is the side of where it's mixed. So you got Latinos, you got black, you got the Indians. We're all put like goats. Means goats are silver, black, white, brown. You're all put in. So it's white versus the mix. So then the king will say to those on the right hand, "Come, you are blessed because of my father, because we have the same bloodline. My father inherit the kingdom. So this kingdom is for you because we got the same bloodline, and it's prepared for you from the foundations of the earth. So the people and you created the foundation of this earth. This is the idea that they got it from. Now, for I was hungry." He was telling you about this. Now he's telling you the condition, and the reason why he's doing it, making these decisions the way he's making the decision. So he tells the ones on the right hands, it's giving you an indication of whether this king is just or not, because the king is making a judgment. Now, on one hand, he judged the people. He said, if you did one good thing, all your brethren, it's like you did it to me. But he turns to the other side and he says, if you did one bad thing, if you ignored one of your brethren among you, then
when did it say that?
You did it to me, huh?
When did it say that?
He says, for I was hungry and you gave me no food. I was thirsty and you gave me no drink. And then he said,
but that's the same exact judgment.
No, it's not. Hold on, I'm not getting to it. You didn't let me finish because he says. Then they said, he says, hold on. He says, they said also will answer him saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty, a stranger or naked or sick in prison and did not minister to you? And then he says, then he will answer them saying, surely I say to you, inasmuch as you did not do it to one of at least of these people, you did not do it to me. So he gave them, this judgment is designed to make you think that he's just, but they're being judged too differently. He's saying to one crowd, if you did one person wrong, then it's like doing me wrong.
I didn't.
If you did one person right, you did it to me. That is a cunning method of judgment to make you think that he's just, but he's not. You see what I'm saying?
I don't see that at all from that. That it says that you did not feed these. You did not feed. You did not help people. One side has helped people. One side didn't.
He said, if inasmuch as you did not do it to one of the least of these. That's very important. So if you didn't do it, you should have did it to everybody. But if you didn't do it to one person, It's mixed.
Yeah.
Then it's like it says you did not do it to me. So they're not. He's not talking about that.
Yeah.
They did it to him.
Yeah, I don't see that.
I know that's fine. That's fine. But I'm just trying
I mean, but you know what I'm saying? That's like the whole breakdown of it. I mean, the nations and the black and the white, and that's
reality.
That's your interpretation. That's not reality.
It's what's going on, brother.
Okay.
Now to tell you one thing. If this is a place, if they're talking about a place where we go to in the sky, then we're talking about a place where we got a king that's separating sheep and goats, right? And we're talking about so no matter how you look at it, whether it's a real place or not, it's a metaphor. But I'm just saying every word they use, they're doing it for a reason. He's not saying the nations are divided like sheep and goats for no reason. He's saying that in the kingdom, the nations are going to be divided. Well, I know I'm living in a kingdom where the nations are divided already between black and white. Okay, and so I don't know. It's just like you said. It's it's not about converting each other. It's just really about you can't have the discussion with people because it's taboo. You see what I'm saying? Because people is like it's untouchable. So don't even go in detail with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I refuse to like I was telling Sophia, I said, look, the worst case scenario people are gonna get from me is they're gonna get better research of their faith. That's the worst case scenario that can happen with me. Because I don't belong to a church, so I'm not trying to get you to my church or not trying to. I'm just saying the words mean them.
I'm with you.
Yeah. But, it's all good.
I mean, I would say it's definitely interesting, and I think it's good food for thought just to hear the different perspectives. So.
But I ultimately was trying. The reason why I said check out Matthew 25 is because in Matthew 25 they use the word kingdom of heaven.
I got you. Yeah.
They describe the word kingdom of heaven. Now, kingdom of heaven and kingdom of God is used synonymously, just like son of man is son of God. So in Matthew, Mark, and Luke, they use the son of man. But in John, the writer John, he uses the son of God for the first time. So you gotta really know how the Bible writers wrote and why they use certain terminology. That's why they take Bible scholars. The pastors go to Bible school because you can't read the Bible just like you read Dr. Seuss book. Like when I read First Genesis, you had to look up Bedillium to find out where the region of the world they're talking about. The region they're talking about, where in the beginning is Ethiopia, right? Now, the only way that you can know that is if you look up the things, the plant that they were talking about, and then find out where region of the world those plants growing. And what you find out is Eritrea and Ethiopia and parts of India on that same hemisphere, you know exactly where this Bible writer is talking about because there is no other plants like that anywhere in the world. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the way I believe that if African American people are going to rediscover their history and rediscover the truth about life, they're going to have to apply.
Do some research,
they're going to have to research because we got to keep in mind that we are the conquerors. We think,
and
so we can't perceive the thing from the as if we're the conquerors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I agree with that 100% too. That the information that is provided, is coming from different perspectives. And we got to do some more research, just like you're doing I think it's definitely good food for thought. And, I was even thinking about doing that, Dominica's mom has done it, like where you trace your background, you find out, you get your roots and different people in your family tree. Like, I forgot about the name, but I've been thinking about doing that. But I gotta go, though. I'm here at work now, so
All right,
time to get on the grind, though.
all right, brother. Nice talking to you, man. Have a great day.
Yes, sir. Always, man. My brother, have a blessed day.
You too.
Yes, sir.